Good evening, and welcome to the House Beyond the Supernatural podcast, the podcast that goes beyond the supernatural. All music comes from verse 13, the Shadow Symphony and Public Domain. All printing for the podcast is provided by Rainbow Press of Omaha, Nebraska. More details about this podcast can be found on houseofbts.net. Tonight's cast includes Dr. Alec Baldwin, the genius medical doctor, played by Arnie. Dr. Peter Corrigan, the parapsychologist, played by Nick. Cass, the psychic medium and astrophysicist, played by Kirk.
What's up, everybody?
And the host of the House of BTS as the Game Master. Welcome back, everyone, for an exciting night of BTS. It's all in the house tonight. Shannon is fighting off a bug and is currently losing that battle, so she is not here tonight.
Sounds like a HIPAA violation right there.
We miss you, Zia.
Yeah.
Duh.
Come back soon, Zia. We miss you. We
What are we
need
gonna
our
do?
meat shield.
What are we gonna do without our tank tonight? Get eviscerated?
Die. That's what you're gonna do. Let's see. So, a couple of quick notes before we get started.
Who's got the slowest run speed?
You?
Yeah. Don't gotta outrun the monster, just your fellow investigators. Alright, so a couple of notes to bring up before we get started tonight. For all of you listeners, we are going to be using the modern floor plans apartment complex from Fabled Environments. The easiest way to get these is on the drivethrurpg.com website. You can listen along or see about printing them up. They're pretty cheap maps, and I personally love the Fabled Environment maps. They're modern floor plans. I use them periodically, and they're freaking great, so I highly recommend them. I'll try to provide a link on the website, too, if I recall. I had a request, and I would like to say I will be happy to do a special Anatomy of an Investigation scene type of episode or special. Point is, people are asking, if I can go into what I do with my investigating scenes when I write them up and thoughts on them, and I'm flattered that you'll ask, so I'll be happy to state it, and I will likely be using the investigation that we're going through tonight, since it's my freshest example. And again, I hope everyone's here with me when I do. Also, per request, I am going to ask everyone to write up a paragraph or two about what their PCs look like and the kind of gear they carry to help flesh out their image. Arnie might even be called up for a little more illustrating, as listeners are asking, we hear your characters, but we're kind of wondering what they look like. I've gotten that request twice now.
So, my character looks like a 90-year-old man.
Well, yeah. But my point is, we've said all this
50.
on the air before.
We don't have the picture posted on the
But,
website?
and I know we do somewhere. If not, I'll have to fix that.
All
but
right.
Because I know I put it on the Facebook page.
Yeah,
and
I can do
thought
that.
I put it on the podcast
I'm
page.
dashingly handsome and have long, flowing blonde locks. Oh wait, that's mixed band angles.
And next, movie reviews. Nick and I are meeting up on different nights to record movie reviews together. And again, everyone at the table will be invited when we do things, but the aim of my review is for selected movies to be reviewed through the eyes of a Beyond the Supernatural Game Master's lens, to go into said movies that have influenced my BTS games in the past, along with what works in a movie versus an RPG and what doesn't, and so on. We were all discussing it for helping with editing purposes and such, and to get more sound effects and have time to get more things into it. We're probably going to be going more towards 45 to 60 minute episodes. Let us know if that works for you. If it does, if it doesn't, like I said, we love your feedback. I personally will support however Nick wants to run that. If 60 minutes works, I'm totally game with that. So
Cool.
So expect shorter episodes, but be loaded with extra good stuff in it. More concentrated cans of goodness, as it were.
I really wanted to make it more like an old radio play, so you hear like the footsteps and the creaking doors
And I absolutely support that.
and with an hour and a half, it takes me so long just to go through and take out the silent bits and the coughing and all that stuff, and it's just about 8 hours to 9 hours per episode of just.
Holy shit, I didn't realize it was that serious.
Yeah,
I mean, I obviously am never here when you do it. I don't know.
But the first episode took me 2 days. But that was a little overwhelming.
Well,
'cause I just put so much in there.
So you're trying to find a more comfortable medium. Yeah. 2 days is a little much. I don't have that kind of time, and I don't know where you'd find it either. So let's see. Otherwise, let's see. Our usual night for recordings on Thursdays. I think we have a Valentine's Day coming up this week, so you might be a little slower on episodes, but you guys will know as we release them. Oh, personnel files. One of the things I've been working on, as well as case files. I got a few printed up in front of me. I'm going to try to make it a point in the next week or so during downtime when I'm not writing to try to get some of those on the website as well, so you guys can look up the case files and personnel files that we referenced during game to give the audience, if you're interested, and I would like to think you are. And Scott Gastineau, one of our sponsors, I wanted to give a shout out. He has got I think it's called Play by Post. Writing campaign on Discord going on right now with some other BTS players, and he has them all using pre-gens from the House of BTS. So thank you for spreading the word, Scott, and getting everyone involved in using my pre-gens. I write them so they get used. I like hearing it.
So Kirk and I are going to go Planet Comic Con in Kansas City next month. So if anybody sees Peter Corrigan walking around with a black suit and a helmet that looks like an eyeball, just come and say hi. It's me.
And take pictures and send it to send it to even my website, the host of the House of BTS at Gmail, or the Facebook page or whatever. Yeah, send us pictures of him. Even just random ones of him walking by. You can't miss him. He'll be wearing the oddball. So
yeah, you'll know right
away. It's Corrigan. So if you see him, say hi, take pictures. Send them to us. I'll make sure they get posted on the site as well as Facebook. Yeah, we appreciate the love.
Yeah, you'll see me about 6'6" with a helmet on.
Yep.
With a big eyeball helmet. It's not just any helmet.
So
it's a giant friggin' eyeball.
Yeah, you'll see me. So
yeah, you can't miss him. I've seen him in that thing, and you cannot miss him. All right, so I think that should be everything. So, gentlemen, get set and get into character. It's time to go beyond the supernatural. So as mentioned, we went through all that, and we left off. We were to get into a couple of the vehicles and make our way to the Bristol Hills apartment complex. And 2 vehicles in particular were to be taken, which includes Peter's van, and specifically being introduced for the first time is Baldwin's SUV. And I'm going to let Baldwin explain just what exactly this SUV is all about. Because this thing's just as much character as him.
It's a full-size van.
That's a nice van.
The one that I found, it's a Ford.
Is that a candy van?
It's
got windows,
it's a four-wheel
so
drive van. Lifted up, kind of an off-road type. I believe
I know you've had some work done to it.
But
apparently, I'm glad I brought this up, because he needs to be remembered what it's about.
Well, I know what it's about. I just don't know how to describe it.
Well, we can start with what is the name of said vehicle?
Well, the name of the vehicle is Odin's Left Nut, so the personalized license plate would be OLN.
It's been a while.
It's got a big luggage rack on top. It's got a cattle bar up front. It's got some lights on the top, for showing off stuff on the outside. Like I said, it's got a raised 4-wheel drive thing going on there. It's got a grill, spotlights. What else? It's got a security package that makes it a little difficulter to break into and steal, and it's got a lot of equipment on the inside.
We'll put a picture on the site.
Yeah.
Yeah, someday I'll get that added, because the Odin's Left Nut is it's a pretty swing vehicle. And my next question that is going to be, who's going to be driving along with Dr. Baldwin?
Not me.
Who is going to be driving Peter?
Well, why do we need to take more than one vehicle?
Last I heard, there was I think last week they were talking 2 vehicles. And I know his
it's just
van.
not, economically, it's not a good plan. I mean, why waste that much gas?
Hannah also insists on doing all the diagnostic and last-minute work on his helmet and tech in the back, and she has all the gear for that in the back of his van. So I know that's going on. So I mean, if you'd like to hitch a ride in his van,
Oh, no, I'm driving myself. I'm not driving. So we'll take 2 cars. Sounds good.
All right.
I'll follow you guys.
I'm not driving. I'm doing you guys. It's funny. I ain't riding with shit. So, let's see, because as I have it written down on my notes, Edmund would insist on riding with Dr. Baldwin, as he and Edmund are old pals, and Hannah, as mentioned, would be riding with Peter in his van running diagnostics and a last-minute check on the oddball tech and his gear while they drive to the Bristol Hills apartment. Zia will go with whoever has less people. So it sounds like that's probably going to be, she'd be driving with Baldwin and Edmund from the sounds of it.
My truck can comfortably hold 2 to 8 passengers.
Well, at 8, I don't know if I'd call it comfortable anymore, but I just don't like people.
It's got plenty of room, even for her.
As long as I drive shotgun, the other 6 can be in back as comfortable as they want.
We can just keep Dr. Smythe in a wheelchair, roll him up into the back. She can lift him up into the back.
Holy crap, man! He's not paralyzed.
Well, I mean, why take a risk? He should just take it easy. That's my medical recommendation.
Why settle for the cane? We'll just put you in a chair. I don't need the chair. Details. 2 vehicles heading their way there to the apartment complex. Taking a left at the corner, it's late evening and raining when you see the Bristol Hills apartments down the street from the warm and dry comfort of your vehicles. The pale yellow illumination of the streetlights does nothing to complement its visage. The word ruined would best describe your impression of it. At one time it would have been called economic, or perhaps bachelor pads. Later it would have been called vintage. Today it is a virtual ruin. Pulling up to the curb to get a better look, light rain trickles down its graffiti-covered walls, over mounds of trash, dried leaves, and the long-neglected shrubbery of the small courtyard in front of the old apartment complex. While every window of the brick facade 4-story building has been boarded up from the inside, the first 2 floors have bars over them as well. The broken remains of wood planks lie scattered around the front entrance. The front door itself lies open a crack, as if inviting any passerby to enter freely and unafraid. A large, brown, half-drenched rat scurries along the outside wall before disappearing into the dark shelter of the building. Gentlemen?
I want to do a quick recon around the building to see if there's anything weird, something that screams vampire.
You have walkie-talkies or anything?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure in your vehicle,
have one like in your
well, you
walking
should
around
have like an
in your
actual
helmet?
briefcase with 5 or 6 walkie-talkies in
I
it.
have walkie-talkies. So.
Those are
I have 4.
That's a parapsychology standard, is to have walkie-talkies with earpieces attached to them, kind of a thing. So you should.
You should, but I don't.
And if you don't have it written down, in this case, like I said, being a parapsychologist, it would be amongst your toys, because your investigative group without walkies is kind of in pretty poor shape. If you don't have them on you, they would certainly be in the van.
At least 2.
With that. Usually, the way that I see them envisioned on shows and movies and whatnot, they're usually in like one of those security cases where there's like 6 of them embedded in the phone.
Well, I have
line.
4, so.
And there you go. Or the fact that he's got 4 himself.
So I'll pass out walkie-talkies to everybody. That way, everybody on the same channel and everything. I'm gonna not wear the helmet when I'm walking around. Don't want to freak anybody out that might see this weird building, the weird dude walking around.
Currently, there is not a soul in the neighborhood that you're seeing. It's not necessarily a good neighborhood to be in general, so it's not something you're going to see a bunch of people just lingering about.
All right. Perception check?
Well, absolutely.
7.
Nice.
With a 7 would
Good way to
get
start
you. Most of this neighborhood is in a bad shape and state of disrepair, and for the most part neglected and sees very little traffic. It's a great place for vampires to want to hide, amongst other supernatural creatures, for that matter. That's what you get for a 7.
Okay. Guys, not so much out here. It is quite possibly like the perfect building for a vampire to be.
All right.
All right. Edmund opens an umbrella and exits the car. Exits the left nut.
On a wheelchair.
Screw the wheelchair. Doesn't have one.
He didn't
He
go
has
in
his
one.
cane.
You know, the Odinself nut is pretty high off the ground. Is he gonna like break his ankles when he goes? And he's lying there in the gutter, crumpled up.
You know, as his medical doctor who has worked in the past, I would imagine this seems highly unprofessional. You'd even assume this. You would know that he's well, hell, you installed the pacemaker in him. That's how you both met.
Well, that's not going to protect his ankles from blood.
His ankles isn't the issue; it's his knees that's the problem.
No, I'm sure he's riddled with osteoporosis.
He does live probably on a healthy dose of painkillers. You would suspect, not that he admits it. But anyway, he can get in and out of the vehicle with minimal difficulty. He spends his time talking with Zia for a moment, who generally gears up light, and that leaves the rest of you to get your gear together. What are all of you taking inside the apartment complex with you? This is an important question, because what you don't bring, you don't have.
I'm gonna take my pocket-sized cross. I'm gonna have my holster with my Beretta shoulder holster. I'm gonna put that on, and then in my backpack, I took a silver dagger last time, didn't I? Yes.
Suspect, memory serves.
I'm gonna have my silver dagger in my backpack, the clip of silver bullets, then everything else that was in there: audio tape recorder, digital camera, pocket notebook, box of green glow sticks, large flashlight, and a small refractor telescope.
It's an odd choice, but okay, I'll go with it. You never know when you might need a telescope in a dark building. I like it.
I just want to be prepared. Since all I really need is the cross, my bullets, and my dagger.
But you never know.
No.
One day that telescope could save your life. Dr. Corrigan, or Peter, as you prefer, what do you have in mind to carry in with you?
I'm going to bring a silver-plated crucifix, his silver dagger that he got, a shotgun with one silver shell.
There you go, buddy.
Don't miss.
Last resort.
Yeah.
It's either him or me. Maybe I should carry 2 shells.
I can whip you up one real quick.
Well, takes a little more than just a quick.
He's going to bring some dowsing rods. Don't know why he's going to bring those, but he likes them a lot, so he's just going to bring them. And probably his camera. That's about it.
And, of course, the oddball. I'm assuming.
Ball. Yep.
That's kind of a given, but fair enough. And, Baldwin, what kind of gear are you bringing in with you?
I'm going to be bringing what's always on my person, a small flashlight on my belt, wallet, sunglasses, and a concealed weapon. That would be my normal. A lighter, my cell phone, trench coat, extra ammo, so there'll be a couple of speed loaders. My main weapon is going to be filled with silver bullets. Then I'm going to have 2 speed loaders, 1 silver and 1 lead. I'm going to wear my backup weapon in small in my back. That'll be filled with lead. Take that back. That'll be filled with 3 silver and then 3 lead. Kick. It'll be loaded on the first silver.
Loaded on the first silver. Very nice.
Silver cross on a necklace I always wear, and a smartwatch. I'm also going to get that silver knife, put that in a belt. I don't know where the hell that goes. I'm going to put on my hard armor vest, tack vest. It's got my tactical hip trauma kit, my suture field case kit, my survival meds, compass, extra ammo, shock, latex gloves, rain poncho, earplugs, a small flashlight, a gun lanyard. That'll go on. Zip ties, military-grade chemical light sticks, a pen, and a pencil. Don't think I need my big backpack.
Dr. Baldwin's packing light.
We'll take a few things out of it. We'll take.
Good thing we don't have encumbrances.
Oh, we do. I do keep things in mind depending on what's being carried. Because there are combat penalties and movement penalties for wearing so much stuff.
We're going to cut a couple of wooden stakes in my belt. My main silver cross.
We don't have our tank with us.
Oh yeah, we do.
Okay.
The role of Zia tonight is being played by a tall blonde man in his 40s.
All right.
Da. I do the thing.
Put my digital
miss
camera
you.
on my chest. Strapped around my neck.
Miss you, Shane.
That'll be it. Wait.
Yeah, you're sure?
What do I have a cold iron chisel for? Is that for berries?
was to say perhaps. I don't recall when you acquired that, but a lot's happened since then. Well, as you're gathering your impressive list of gear over there, and as Peter is... Well, here we go.
Oh, a mallet.
Oh, yeah, if you don't have a mallet, you'll want to give... Those are always helpful.
You got a mallet? What?
No, I was too selfish to take a mallet.
Very nice. That would have seemed awfully unprofessional of all of them not to have a mallet. He's been around the block.
I wanna add my point blank vest.
What's the weather like outside?
Raining. Dark.
It's late evening and raining.
All right, I'm gonna put on my shoe rubbers.
Galoshes. They're galoshes. Nice shoes, bro.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I do have some good boots in the van.
And
I have wading boots in the van.
I'm just reacquainting myself with the oddball designs.
Peter, while situating the oddball on your head, Hannah is checking your radio signal. Edmund makes his way over to you. Peter?
Doc?
I want you to understand that I am not going in with you. I will be staying here with Hannah, keeping in radio contact with you as needed. I do request that when you can, keep us updated on what happens while you're in there.
Yeah, I can do that.
And also, as new as you are to this, I just want to give you fair warning. I wanted you to make sure you understand the potential danger that you're going into. I have personal experience that vampires are one of the most dangerous supernatural enemies one is likely to confront. They are fast, and they are strong, they are psychic, and they were once human, which means they understand our weaknesses and our limits far better than most. And most importantly, they can turn you into one of them. You understand what I'm telling you.
I got it.
I just never underestimate a vampire. Even a single vampire can be a match for a group of investigators. I've seen it.
I'm not taking anything for granted anymore.
Other than that, again, I will be any questions and such. Hannah and I will be here in the van. It looks like she's setting us up with a Wi-Fi hotspot, and so and we'll be keeping contact and with your and getting your readouts from your helmet as you go. It's a wonderful toy, that helmet. I kind of wish I'd have thought of that years ago.
Yeah, thanks, Hannah.
There are multiple strands of garlic notes left nut, and I'm going to be wearing one.
It's not a bad thought. Not a bad thought at all. So, the front door lies before us, which begs an important question. Who's going to enter first?
I think I know who's going to enter first.
There is, actually, it's probably a good time to bring it up. There is blueprint material that Edmund would have made sure was printed up to kind of give you an idea what the building is. It is an old school building, and there's really only two ways in and out, especially considering that all the doors or windows have been boarded up and the first two are barred. There is an entrance from the back and from the front.
Well, I know which way Cass wants to go.
Cass don't run.
All right, guys, everybody careful when we go in here. We don't know what's going to happen. We're not losing another one. As they say in the military, keep your head on a swivel. Keep your eye open.
No one left behind.
Those of you that are listening online, currently, if you would take a look, there is, in the Living Spaces map pack, there is a Marguerite Apartment Homes 2-bedroom duo setup. This is my example of how the apartments are set up. There's basically 2 apartments to a floor. Walking in through the front entrance, there's a hallway and apartments set up on each side, and then stairwell that takes you up to the next floor.
Now, where's the main floor plan? Where's the 2 ways in the building?
The 2 ways would be coming in either directly through a front door located here, and then there's a rear one that would take you back in the day, and I know this because I've seen them specifically when I was in Seattle. Because it was so dangerous digging deep back in the day, they didn't really have basements. They just kind of had like a back room where the boilers and such were kept, and there was a back door that would take you into the back room, and then from there there's a doorway that would exit out. In this case, it'll exit out under the stairs.
Okay, so this isn't a very big building.
No, it's not.
How tall? How many floors?
It is 4 stories, roughly about 15 foot of floor. So this is basically the outline. However, they are not dual apartments. Specifically, these are 1-bedroom apartments. These were bachelor pad ideas in the day. So that, and those of you listening at home, that is the map pack you're going to be looking at. Keep along. We're specifically going to be using the 1-bedroom the one-bedroom apartment as the blueprint.
We'll
Hey,
put pictures
you're going
up
to need
on...
a place to crash once you lose your job.
Hey, why not? I can squat here.
We'll put pictures up on Twitter and the webpage.
Yeah.
And maybe Facebook.
Yeah, we can do the Facebook too.
All right, watch out for the used needles.
All right.
Still have not heard who wants to enter first.
I'll go first.
Oh, wow. Cass isn't going first this time?
You're going to hear...
It's a different season.
Now, is it just us three going in then?
Zia's with you as well. She's kind of our quiet, silent one keeping watch.
Okay.
She seems to be especially quiet and vigil since Edmund had a talk with her.
All right, why don't you take the second spot there?
All right.
She's got the rear.
And she simply responds with a da.
I'm going in with a flashlight in one hand, and once we enter the building, my pistol in the other.
Whoa, this isn't the time for that, Baldwin.
And as we're walking in, I just kind of say to myself, Oddball, turn on. Light shines through the front plate. Say another command to it. Oddball, record. And it turns on the auto recorder.
Hannah comes in on your comes in through your earpiece. All your videos coming in loud and clear here.
Good. We're going to need you guys to help us. If we don't see something, we're going to need you guys to spot it for us.
I would like to note Dr. Baldwin's weapon of choice is a Smith & Wesson M327 TTR-8. It's a .357 Magnum, though it should also fire 38 and 38 plus P rounds. The TTR stands for Tactical Rail Revolver, and the 8 refers to its bullet capacity, which is pretty good for .357. It's got a red dot sight on the top. It's got a flashlight on the bottom. I forgot about that. I don't need the flashlight on my hand.
Sounds like Dr. Baldwin's expecting the apocalypse.
Well, you might as well have the best of whatever's available. So, the TTR-8 has rails on the top and on the bottom of the barrel. It's a pretty well-made revolver. Little hand cannon.
And also, coincidentally, this particular gun should be in PDF form in the gear equipment section on the website. So go give that a look if you'd like to see imagery and the stats for it. It's a pretty impressive pea shooter. All right, Peter. As Peter pushes on the already ajar entrance door, it swings inwards with a rusty, exaggerated creak. The open door reveals a pitch-black hallway into the unknown, requiring light sources to safely venture in further. All the signs of being derelict, run down, and neglected are here. Trash lies everywhere. Aging yellow paint is peeling off every wall you can see. Signs of water damage and mold permeates various places. Water drips randomly from dark patches along the ceiling. Falling debris looks to be a concern. Much of the exposed wood is rotting and looks like it will not support the weight it used to. On one of the hallway walls, somebody named Kilroy wanted everyone to know that he or she was there at one time. Remnants of what used to be a lieutenant mailboxes are still here. All of the mailboxes look to have been pried open by curious parties, and their warped and bent covers are all open ajar, revealing empty spaces inside the boxes. Lastly, there are 2 open doorways leading to the apartments on the first floor, and a set of stairs that leads to the second floor. The stairs are covered in a layer of dust, dirt, and trash.
Hannah?
Hannah replies, "Yeah, I'm here."
The EMF detector you put in my helmet
Yeah?
seems to be malfunctioning.
Why is that?
It's just acting really... It's just going off the chart and then down, all the way up again, all the way down. It's acting really weird.
I ran diagnostics and I've double checked it on the way here. There's no reason it should be acting. It was all working fine when I looked at it minutes ago.
All right, guys, something's here. Get your stuff ready. I'm not sure what it is.
Hey,
But whatever
Pete,
it is, it's powerful.
I'm getting a slight sense of incense and garlic. So
Hippies. All right.
yeah, I think we've got there's a vampire around here.
That garlic could be me.
It's close. I can smell it. It's not you.
Are you sure this is pretty strong?
Oh, I thought that was just your deodorant.
The love. All right, guys. Let's get ready. Let's button it up.
Dr. Smythe comes over the air. Cass, you said it's you're certain that it's incense and garlic. What does that mean to you?
I have a feeling like somebody's coming after us right now.
So we're being hunted?
We're being hunted.
That's fast. We just walked in the door. But I'll trust you.
Do you hear that heavy? Do you hear that those boot steps coming up the steps?
No. Maybe it's just you and your gift.
Oh, this is exciting. I think I'm getting a little hard here.
All right, let's all be wary, guys. Let's all be wary.
Are you certain you're being? It sounds to me like you're. And again, I'm. I still only my understanding of how the mediumship work is different individual. But are you certain that you're about to be attacked? Or are you just? Is this more of a?
I've got an uneasy feeling.
Well, certainly then stay on your guard.
Well, we'll trust you. So I think we need to enter this first apartment, clear it out.
Yeah, certainly. Check every nook and cranny. You never know what's in these places.
As we enter the apartment, we should probably have Xena stay in the doorway,
Warrior
so
Princess?
make sure nothing comes there. Whatever. Xerox.
Xanax.
So now that these two have had their moments, so Baldwin,
She can stand in the doorway. Sorry, Shannon.
Baldwin, your perceptive nature and talent for crime scene investigating points out signs of previous urban explorers, squatters, and homeless, graffiti artists, and gang activity. In the hallway alone, you've spotted animal bones, dried blood, empty alcohol bottles, and several of which are broken, and the glass crunches under your footwear. Discarded hypodermic needles and syringes, both plain and colorful graffiti, and structural integrity problems. Lastly, there is a demon summoning circle that's been painted on one of the walls in the hallway.
Oh, that's exciting. I'm going to take some, since I have one free hand, I'm not holding a flashlight, I'm going to take some photos. Hey, if this building is still standing when we're done with it, I may come in and remove this wall.
Would that file be under, like, Magic Arcane? Or would that just be Demon Monster?
That would be a lore magic would be the I think there's also like a lore sigils, words and circles and such. It would, if you happen to have lore magic, you should also have those. That would be well, actually make a roll under both of those.
13 on lore magic.
26 over here. So both of you. Both Baldwin, both Dr. Baldwin and Dr. Corrigan giving their professional opinion, both of you will quickly reach the same conclusion. It's a fake. It's somebody just being humorous and painting the walls.
No, I'm not taking this. This is bullshit. This is amateur. It's not even that well done now that I look at it.
It's graffiti at best.
I'll put a real one up here. We'll see what happens.
And let's see here. Baldwin, as you look at it, several gnats begin swarming around your head.
That's not cool. I left my bug spray in the van.
Zia simply utters a yuck as she exaggeratedly stomps on a cockroach skittering by her boots.
Is there something in this place that we should be looking for?
Signs of activity, potential living activity. If there is a vampire that's somewhere in here, if it's a living quarter, it's got to show signs of use. Or something that shows that somebody's been living here, and right now, you're not going to see that in this first floor hallway. But again, as a reminder, both apartment doors. Actually, there are no. It looks like the doors have been removed to both of the first floor apartments, so it should be an easy walkthrough for those. But before you do, I would like everyone to attempt a save versus psionics. Let me know if you're successful or not.
Let's see. We roll a d20. And we add our modifier.
Yeah, ultimately you want to roll higher than your...
high.
Yeah, always roll high on these saves. That's what you're looking for.
I got a 5.
Oh, I got a 5.
I'm assuming neither one of you were successful then.
16.
Were you successful then? I suspect you probably were over there.
Yes, I was.
Then I would like you now to attempt a perception roll, please.
16.
And 16, actually, for you is the bare minimum. Nice job.
Guys, there's something in here, guys. I don't know what it is. I'm not feeling so great about this where we're at right now.
Probably hepatitis.
In this hallway?
Yeah.
Step on a needle or something?
No, I feel like something's watching me. Yeah.
What does your ghost friend say?
Giles, what's going on? Giles, are you here?
Oh yeah, I have to roll for that. Thank you for asking.
Freehand, I'm pulling out my large cross.
There's always an 80% chance that Giles is with you. And yes, he is standing next to you when you look.
Giles, what's going on?
I sensed it too. It was as if we were being watched for the briefest of moments, and then it left. I don't know what was looking at us, but I felt it as well.
Okay. Yeah, there was something watching us for like the briefest second, and now it's flashed and gone.
If he comes back, let us know right away.
Yep.
Okay.
Will do.
Corrigan, Peter, it seems it pays having a psychic medium amongst the bunch.
Yeah, this time.
And I think that's a good mild cliffhanger to leave it on. Starting next episode, we will go in. We are going to start looking into the apartments. But first, before we leave, we have Dr. Baldwin would like to present a little more material about Odin's left nut. And we giving him 6 minutes? You said.
Sure. I was originally looking at the original print off of Odin's left nut, which was obsolete. I have a second updated printout of Odin's left nut on this extensively large, many-paged character sheet containing notes on equipment and stuff like that. See, Odin's left nut. His intended number of passengers is 2 to 8. The maximum number of passengers is 12. It's got a ground clearance of 16.5 inches and a towing capacity of only 9,000 pounds at this point. It's been armored. It's got an armor rating of 15, 400 SDC. The maximum speed is 90 miles per hour, and its range is down to 150 miles per hour. It was over 200, but the armor
makes it a gas guzzler.
There's a 20% penalty for piloting due to the size, weight, and wind resistance. It's armored with transparent armor bullet-resistant acrylic windows. The armor and acrylic windows are both a specialized material designed for armored cars and cannot be fabricated in a standard machine shop. It must be installed, repaired, and replaced professionally. I think there was a place I researched in Texas that did that stuff.
Or in the case of a BTS World, somewhere here in the great state of Washington.
It's got a ram prow on the front. It's got advanced adapter Atlas 2
and memory serves from previous case. Baldwin has used that ram prow. I'm pretty sure you ran a Hellhound over once with that
Sounds
bad boy.
Familiar. It's got a Dynatrac Pro Rock 60 front axle, a Dana 60 rear axle, a high knuckle front end for extra tie rod clearance. It's got true horizontal drag link Spicer 1,350 1-ton rated driveline. Anyway, it's got a reverse shackle leaf spring design, locking differentials, partial military wrap springs designed specifically for a sportsmobile conversion, front sway bar with quick disconnect system, and a custom shocks, 17-inch heavy-duty wheels, a loudspeaker, an attachable spotlight, and a grill guard. Notes: aiming spotlight at an attacker causes a -1 penalty to strike. Aimed attacks. Oh, to strike and aimed attacks. Wow, I can't read tonight. It's got thief-proof locks that are -35% to pick door locks. Its current value is listed at $90,000 to $110,000.
I'm sure every mechanic and carophile listening right now has at least half a chub. Just
that guy doesn't know what the fuck he's saying.
And maybe you're saying,
and I don't.
Yeah, this. You know what? Yeah, we're not car junkies here. This was just fun to ride up as it was.
That was ripped straight off of a website.
I think most
nowadays
of that.
I would have cited the website on there, but back.
But you know what? If you guys, as a matter of fact, I'll put down the gauntlet for that. If you guys have better info and where to find, said info on such a vehicle, send it to me. I'll be happy to give you credit. Yeah, it was years ago that we wrote that up, and yeah, we did not think to put down the website back then because we weren't planning on using podcasts for it. But I think with that, think we're ready to call that the end of the episode. So this is Steve the GM signing off.
Nick.
Kirk. Arn.
And we'll see you all next episode.